So, Mark Zuckerberg is spending literally hundreds of billions of dollars to build what he sees as the future. But what on earth does that future actually look like? Well, we've gone through his latest, most in-depth interview to give you a really clear look at the world he's trying to create, and honestly, it might be a lot closer than you think.
And we really should be paying attention, because the stakes here are just massive. When a single company that reaches billions of people has a specific vision for the future, that vision has a very real shot at becoming our shared reality.
Well, it's a future that aims to break us free from these little black mirrors we all carry in our pockets. It's a future where the digital and physical worlds just merge. And it's all driven by an ambition so big, it could completely redefine what it even means to be connected.
Yeah, he's talking about a fundamental shift away from phones. He actually argues that phones are kind of unnatural and isolating. He wants to move us towards a way of computing that feels more intuitive and way more social. And it all starts with a new piece of hardware that sounds like it was pulled right out of a sci-fi movie.
Okay, so what are the tools that are going to bring this whole vision to life? Think Tony Stark from Iron Man. Seriously, we're talking about glasses that don't just show you little bits of information, but project rich, interactive holograms right into the room with you.
Just picture this. You're playing a board game with a friend who's all the way across the country, but their holographic avatar is sitting right there across the table from you. Or you're working on a 3D model with a coworker who appears as a full-body hologram in your office. This isn't just a concept anymore. It's the kind of sci-fi reality Meta has been quietly working on for the last decade.
And this right here, this is what that 10 years of effort has led to. Now, it's not a consumer product yet, but it's the first actual real-world prototype of full holographic AR glasses. And the engineering that it took to pull this off is, well, it's frankly pretty astounding.
Okay, let's geek out for just a second. You have to understand, they've packed an entire computing platform into something that looks like a regular pair of glasses. You've got microprojectors beaming light into these custom displays called waveguides to create the holograms. Then there are eye-tracking cameras that make sure the image is perfectly stable, while all these other sensors are mapping the world around you in real time. And the craziest part? It's all controlled by a wristband that reads your neural signals. This is just a monumental technical achievement.
But here's the thing. It's not just about one super expensive device. The plan is to build a whole ecosystem of products. You'll have affordable, displayless glasses that are basically just for your AI assistant, then mid-range glasses with a little heads-up display for texts and directions, and then you get to the premium stuff, the full holographic glasses, and even full headsets for the most intense experiences. The whole idea is to have a product for everyone at every price point.
So, we've seen the what, all this incredible technology. But now let's get to the why. What are the fundamental principles that are driving this massive, multi-billion-dollar bet on our future?
And this really breaks it down perfectly. It's all built on two pillars. On one side, you have presence. This is the holy grail of social tech, that feeling, that deep, visceral feeling of actually being there with someone, closing that emotional gap that physical distance creates. And on the other side, you have a personalized AI. This is an assistant that doesn't just know facts about your life, it experiences it with you, because the glasses are basically its eyes and ears.
And these two ideas, presence and personalized AI, they're not just some abstract corporate goals. No, they're aimed squarely at solving what a lot of people see as a growing crisis in our modern world.
The data here is wow, it's pretty stark. Over the last couple of decades, the time we spend just hanging out with people in person has absolutely plummeted, especially for young people. And maybe the most shocking thing is that the number of Americans who say they have zero close friends has quadrupled. It's wild, right? We have more ways to connect than ever before, but we just seem to be growing further and further apart.
And this, of course, leads to the big question, the one that everybody asks. Are we just building something that's going to replace the already dwindling real-world connections we have left? Well, Zuckerberg's answer is that we're kind of framing the problem the wrong way. He argues this technology isn't meant to replace a connection that people would have had anyway. Instead, it's supposed to supplement the connection that people already feel like they're missing, the connection they deeply want.
So the crucial point here, the way he explains it, is that the goal isn't to pull you away from the people you're physically with. It's to give you a way to feel truly present with the important people in your life that you can't be with, bridging that physical distance that separates so many of us from our friends and family.
But, there's a really interesting counterpoint to all this optimism. It's this idea of productive struggle. And the concept is pretty simple.
Some difficulties are actually good for us. Like building a muscle at the gym, the struggle itself is the whole point. It's what makes us grow.
Right. Think about it like this. That difficult, awkward process of trying to explain how you feel to someone else, that's what builds emotional intelligence. So what happens if an AI helper can just instantly do that for you? Are you still exercising that critical human muscle, or does it just start to get weaker? This is a huge central debate.
And that brings us to our final section, which is all about the major debates and the big unknowns that are going to shape how this future actually plays out. One of the biggest battles happening in AI right now comes down to a single question: who gets to build it? On one side, you've got the closed systems, where a single company builds a super powerful AI in secret, arguing it's safer that way. On the other side, you've got the open source approach, which is what Meta is pushing. The argument there is that 1,000 different AIs, all open for the public to inspect, is ultimately much safer than one AI hidden behind closed doors.
Meta's position on this is crystal clear. They believe the future shouldn't have just one single AI, just like we don't have just one website or one app. They are betting big on a decentralized future where anyone, creators, businesses, you, me, can build their own AI tools.
But maybe the biggest, most mind-bending question of all is a technical one. You see, in the past, AI models would eventually hit a wall. They'd just stop getting smarter, no matter how much more data you fed them. Is that still true today?
Well, according to Zuckerberg, something has fundamentally changed. With today's AI models, the more data and the more computing power you throw at them, the smarter they seem to get. There is no ceiling in sight. And as he puts it, kind of ominously, we haven't found the end yet. And this is where it all gets very, very real. This isn't just some philosophical debate. It is a financial gamble on a scale we've never seen before. Meta is pouring hundreds of billions of dollars into building the infrastructure, the raw computing power for this AI revolution, all on the bet that this trend of limitless scaling is going to continue.
And so, we're left with this question that's as old as technology itself, but it feels more urgent now than ever. As our tools become almost infinitely capable, we have to choose which struggles we want to eliminate and which ones we want to preserve. Because, some struggles are just inconveniences, but others are the very things that shape who we are. Which muscles do we let weaken, and which ones do we fight to keep? That's really the question this future's asking all of us.